Okay, so I'm already logged into my Google Analytics and I've actually already selected this website here for this tutorial. It's the same website as you see some of the screenshots if you are watching this video in the blog post. If you're not, if you're watching this video on YouTube or something, just click in the description and it'll take you to the blog post that I'm referring to. But okay, so where I like to start off is under this behavior section, scroll down under site content and all pages right here. So this is basically going to show you the most visited pages or posts or basically just links on your website. So you scroll down here and it just puts them in order of page views, and then right next to that is unique page views. So obviously that is how many different people or how many different sources are actually viewing this particular link. And 3 out of the top 4 here for this website are blog posts. Okay, this one's a blog post, this one's an individual blog post, and so is this one. The second most visited is just the actual blog page. So pretty interesting that, you know, this one post here, if you can see here, accounts for a little over 23% of all of my visits on this site. This one 12%, and this one about 6.5%. So that's pretty interesting if you think about it. You really think about how powerful blog posts still are, that most people, the vast majority of visits that I'm getting to this website are from these 3 blog posts. So you can scroll around here and just kind of play around with that information. Change the date range up here to see, what's most popular in the past month, in the past couple weeks. Other quick things to pay attention to with this report is the average amount of time they're spending on that page. So, one page just might not have a lot of content. Other pages might have more content. So just pay quick attention to that. And the bounce rate is basically the percentage of visits that closed out or left your website after they were on this link. So those are just a couple things to pay attention to in the pages report. Another one that I like to look at is up here in acquisition. So it's acquisition, and then under this all traffic in this source/medium. And what this is going to tell you is basically where are people coming from when they go to your page. Are they going directly to your website? In other words, that would mean that they're actually typing it, up here into their web browser. So you scroll down here, and as you can see, more than 78% of the visitors to my site in this date range are coming from Google organic searches. So that's I love seeing that, because that means that a lot of the content that I'm putting out there is getting indexed and ranking high in Google organic searches. And that's just visits that I'm getting every single day on those blog posts that I wrote. Some of them I wrote months ago, and it might have taken me an hour to write them, and so they're actually still out there working for me, which is the whole point of blogging and putting out posts that people actually want and that are looking for. Number 2 is a direct link, so that's basically people coming in directly to the site. Yahoo and Bing are a small percentage there, but the vast majority is Google organic searches, which is really cool to see. So pay attention to that. You might be getting a lot of, here's Facebook down here. You might be getting a ton of traffic from Facebook. You might be getting a lot from Pinterest. I got a little bit from Pinterest, but I don't do a whole lot of Pinterest with this site. Probably should be doing more. So pay attention to that. If you want to, raise the traffic from coming from Pinterest or Facebook, then spend a little bit more time on there. Figure out where your strengths lie, and it'll give you some good ideas about, where people are coming from, and, pretty much kind of that same reports. This one's actually pretty cool, this pages per session. Basically, it shows you how many page views that people are doing when they come onto your site from this particular source. So I'm at roughly about 1.5 pages, which I don't have a lot of pages on this website. It's very targeted. It's very targeted toward just a handful of actually specific products. So, and I actually don't get a lot of traffic to this site, but it is very highly targeted. So the traffic that is coming to this site is looking for what I have. Another one that I really like, I believe it's an audience. There's so many options here, and some of this stuff kind of moves around sometimes, so I actually end up having to, I don't always remember exactly. Okay, so this is it. It's under audience, and then under the behavior section, and then new versus returning. And it's exactly what it sounds like. It's how many new visitors are coming to your site versus returning visitors who have been there before. Okay? And again, so in this date range, 78% of the visitors to my site have been brand new, which is, definitely great. That's what I want to see. I want new people, new eyeballs coming to my website who have never been there before. And then we've got, 21% that are returning, which, that can be good too, that if people are coming back there for more information. And again, that plays into, are you capturing emails? Are you sending them emails and then redirecting them back to your website? Maybe you've got a new blog post up that you want to announce. Maybe you've got a cool sale going on your website. So, you definitely want returning visitors too, but it's also awesome to see, that a lot of people that are coming to your website are brand new. Those are new potential followers, new potential customers. So that one's really cool to see. Okay, the last one we're going to look at is behavior flow. Okay, so under behavior and then behavior flow. This one is really interesting. This one is probably the most complicated, but it's really cool when you look at it. And I'm honestly still trying to figure out really how to use this report to, maximize what I'm doing on my website, and really trying to figure out, okay, what does a visitor, just what's their behavior when they come to the site? What are they doing? What are they clicking on? So as you can see here, basically this shows you where people are starting. You can see starting pages, and then where are they going from there? Are they just leaving and clicking, X and leaving your website? Or are they clicking on other areas of your website? And that's really important because, it's important to guide your visitor, okay? If you see that you're getting a lot of traffic to one particular area or one particular blog post, go back to that blog post and spend some time optimizing it. Maybe put in a couple of other supporting links that people might be interested in. And if you've got a particular topic that is getting a lot of traffic, maybe you should create some more content around that topic, right, to support it. And then when you do that, you can put in links to that additional content. So if people are gravitating towards something in particular, you can do that. So if you mouse over, this is that blog post that was ranking number 1 that we looked at in the beginning. So if you mouse over it, you can see that 21.8% is through traffic. And that means that 21.8% of the visitors are continuing to click on something else on my site, some other area. 78% are dropping off, which means that they're leaving the site from then. But that could also mean I've got a few links on my site, several actually, that go to the shopping cart. And that's actually a separate link outside of my website that I own. So that could be a good thing. And depending on how that is for your site, could be different. So drop-offs on this site isn't necessarily a bad thing. But I can see here in this behavior flow, where are people going toward most for individual pages? So 86 is the highest. No, actually this one. 103. So that's the home page. Okay, if you just see a slash, that means that's the home page. So most people are going to the home page from then. And then second most, they're going just to my regular blog page. So they're probably just clicking on the blog tab, which probably tells me that they're seeing what other blog posts I have on this topic. And hopefully they're spending some time scrolling down there and then clicking some other stuff. So from here, you can kind of follow this flow chart, and it goes up here. So again, back to the home page. Looks like one line goes down here. I don't know if I can click. I can't zoom out that far. So this is actually another blog post here too that it's going to. And I believe that is a link that I have within, that post, but also on the regular blog too. So anyway, pay some attention to that, to behavior flow. It'll give you some good ideas about, just the path that your visitors are taking on your website, so that you can kind of get into their mindset. Because sometimes you don't know what some of your blog posts are actually going to connect with people. You may have one that you never really thought that would get really popular, and if it does, pay attention to that. Spend some time, to see how you can maybe optimize it. Maybe you put it in an email opt-in form within the post. Maybe you put in, if you have a sale going on for a particular product that relates to that post, maybe you just put in a quick, hey, 20% off this week, or something like that. So pay some attention to those reports. I hope that helped you for Google Analytics. Those are pretty much the top 4 that I pay attention to. There are a couple of others that I like, but those are the really most important ones to me that I use. I check those maybe at least once a week, just to kind of see if anything's trending upward, getting more visits than it has been, and to see if any of my other posts, new posts, are starting to get some traction and traffic too. So hope that helped you. Definitely go sign up for Google Analytics if you haven't already. It's totally free. It gives you a lot of reports and a lot of information, but above all, just make sure that you're always spending more time taking action and putting this information into work, and improving your post and improving your visitors' experiences, and just making sure that you are meeting their needs and answering their questions, and just bringing them as much value as you can, because that's what's going to draw traffic to your site. So always use these tools with that in mind. Serving your visitors and growing a following. So definitely stop by my blog for any other tips, and that's coachdavidlee.com/blog. If you have a comment or question about anything that we talked about here, definitely leave it below. I'll do my best to answer it, and if you got some value from this, definitely share it out. I would definitely appreciate it. If you know anybody in particular that you think would get some value from this, definitely share it out. Really appreciate it, and we'll see you on the next video.